lost my tripod, so it's going to be a bit shaky, I'm afraid. I got up early. I've decided that I really did make a hash of things just at the last sort of 15-20 minutes yesterday, and I'm really annoyed with myself. But it's okay. I've been pondering. I have a solution. Door's going to come off, grind down the crap that was the welding. Half the reason it wasn't working is because I wasn't able to get the sort of the metal tight enough together. So really all I was doing was sort of welding on top of the lap rather than next to it. So, take the door off, grind everything back that I really did make a mess of because I was rushing and I was annoyed and I was excited to try and get things fixed, which is always the wrong thing to do. And then I'm going to use some Tech screws, put it all together, and then I can get a much better tight welding across there. I can also re-drill some other holes so that I can try and get some plugs into. So that's the plan. I'll quickly turn the camera around just so you can see what I'm dealing with, which is all my own making. Well done. So, we got the door on, which, remind us, shuts, and it shuts really quite well. So I can't, and bear in mind it's not on properly, so there's plenty of room in there to make it even better. You can see the top hinges isn't even tightened up, so yeah, whatever. But the biggest problem is, you can see, as it hyperextends, it comes through and it's pulling it away. I tried to weld it up by just sort of pulling, in hindsight, what an absolute knobhead. So I try to pull it together with the door, but that's not going to be tight enough. It needs to be tight together. So yeah, just rushing and doing things wrong. So take the door off, grind this off, or back so it's flush at least, and then I can put some Tech screws through here and pull it all in together. That is the plan, and I think it will work. And then I want to weld it up. I really don't have long today, so I'm not rushing. It's just family things which are very important, so I need to do them. All football and diving competitions, all the things that this video isn't about, but I do want to get this done. I do want to walk away today knowing that that's fixed. That's my plan. And then we can move on to more fun things. So anyway, there you go. Probably quite a short video. And just if you're wondering, somehow the wonderful engineers in China realised that I'd be multitasking with this office chair that I've had forever. And it's the right height to support the door. So go China. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll get on with it. So after much messing around, I think I'm in a better place. So I've tidied it up as best I can, taken off all the horrible snots and the things that weren't doing anything. Managed to get some Tech screws into the old plug positions. Managed to drill this out a little bit here so I can put a plug in there. Right, don't look too closely and please don't zoom into your screens. Half the reason, and I did mention it before, but I just didn't do anything with it particularly, is that this corner was snagging with the sort of flange, I suppose, on this part of the A-pillar. So thanks to angles and lack of angles in angle grinders, this has been very difficult for me to get to. So it's a bit gash at the moment, I know that, but I will, once I've sort of rectified my mistake, I will get into there and I will tidy that up. But for the time being, I just want to make this nice and solid. So yeah, we are tight. Look, it's international testing of see if things are fixed together properly. It worked well last time, might as well reuse it. Anyway, so a bit of welding onto here now. Lots of things I'm going to do differently. I think now this is tight, I should be able to get a welder. There's me blaming the welder when it's actually me. Going to move the earthing strap to somewhere much closer and keep my fingers crossed. Otherwise, I will just set the whole garage on fire with the car in it and just write it off as a bad job. I won't really. This isn't as bad as when we were messing around with that shock absorber. That was nightmare fuel. So, welding. I'm going to crack on with that. I'm going to bring it in. If I don't bring it in, it means it's gone badly and I've just given up. But I'm sure I will. You know what I'm like. Cheers. Oh, I think I got myself out of a sticky wicket there. I'm really pleased with how this has come out. Just take your time and do things properly and good things come. So I think it might, is it too hot still? No, it's cooled down. So I think we have, well, I know we are. That's a proper plug weld. Hooray! Really, for me, please, be kind in the comments, or don't say anything. For me, this is pretty good welding. Should we pull this off? Like, here's the test. Will this stay where it is when I take the clamp off? And it does. Welding, getting there. So I've still got to tidy up around here. I want to put a weld in through there as well, actually. That will help tighten it all up. You can see where it's a bit gnarled around there. I've got to sort that out. Quite aware of that. But generally, really pleased with that. Super pleased. I'll take these out and I'll plug them up as well. I don't think that's going anywhere now. So, mission accomplished. Whee! Have I got time to maybe do a bit of the other part? Maybe. I'll have to think about it. So there you go. Great stuff. So do a bit more welding and I'll bring the camera back. And there it is. The finished article. Well, not really, but I managed to weld it up around here, a little bit more there. Nice and plugged in. Good. That is quite a relief, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was really frustrated with myself yesterday. And I know what it was. I was rushing. Funny that, isn't it? Rushing, just trying to get things done. Whenever I try and do something like that, disaster strikes. So, what next? Well, it's this cloaking piece. I don't really know what it's called. Oh, let's find out. I bet it's catchy. I bet whatever it is, it's a real catchy number. Door hinge, pillar cover plate, hinge post cover plate, left hand. Or as I like to call it, and internationally known around the Morris Minor community, the RP1238L. Classic panel. In fairness, it probably is. Really quite simple. Measure, cut, stick on. There you go. Should I overcloak it? Should I start cutting corners now and just weld it on like that? That'd be good. That's a good idea, isn't it? Actually, it's quite a good fit, isn't it? Actually, just to give you an idea. So let's line this up properly. Yeah, it's all right. Pretty pleased with that. I think it comes down a bit more than, yeah, it does. So it comes down about 5 mil. Yeah, good. Because this bit here, it's all flapping around doing nothing now. It's going to get cut out straight away. I was using this as, sorry, you can't see that. I was using this as my sort of corner to know where things go. I don't need that now. I've kind of, that was up there, there you go. So I used that was bent around there. So now I don't need it. That's all covered off with this piece. So is it this way? I think it's that way. Yeah, it is. So that notch out there is where everything comes together. So you can sort of see the same profile. So this flappy bit here, which is a curve, which shouldn't really be a curve, that is that part there. This angle here is this joining piece. And then it welds. You can see it's all lapped there. So then it welds at the front, the underside of here, and what have you. This piece is probably a little bit low, this domed inner wing. Doesn't matter too much, as long as everything fits, which it does. More importantly, so long as the door fits, which it does, you've still got quite a lot of adjustment in this wing. So that's my main area of concern, is getting the door right, which I think we've done now. So this, again, it's never ever going to be concourse, but it will work. I can make that work. Why am I rambling? I'm really sorry. Let's get cutting and welding. Dimensions, and actually I'm sort of doing this one a little bit differently because, again, because I've cut this one, the other side. Did I cut the other side? Yes, I did. But, sorry, rambling. I've measured from the top down to here. But obviously it's got a curve on it, so it's quite difficult to get a good measurement. And then I've taken that measurement from the bottom and split it down. And it's worked out okay. It's about 5 millimeters out. And I've taken it from 2 points, and it's a bit sketchy. But then I don't think, this is the second time all this has been refurbished, so I don't think my dating points are very good anyway. You can see the previous welding here, and sort of, you know, it's a bit cack. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it a little bit long and then offer it up and then take some measurements. I think it's going to be a sort of a suck it and see situation. There's so many different things coming together here. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to leave it a little bit long and then pull it back. Rather than commit to one cut, I can at least get the height right. Although this isn't super duper important, it'd be nice to get it as accurate as possible. Helps tie all this together nice and neat. Tell you what, glad I left that long, because actually when I just sort of, you can see the line I cut maybe there, and I cut it a bit up, and I'm glad I did. I think it's about right. So if I offer this up, I mean, I think personally I'm going to just fit that. It's ridiculous. I think I have got an issue with the levels down here. Not a massive one, but it's not right. You know, you can see the domed inner wing here, so it's just hard to do with one hand. Do you know what? I'll clamp it up, and then that's better, isn't it? So something's not right, and it's still not perfect around here. Still, I'm not too worried about it. It's all going to get covered up. You can see, I don't know what was right or wrong. I moved that domed inner wing as much as I could. You know, these are all these panels are generally, especially the domed inner wing, although made on a jig, is very much cottage industry kind of stuff. I'm expecting there to be problems, and this will probably be one of them. So let's get this on as it is, and then when I'm going to put the sill on, I can then, if I need to, I can always add bits of metal on. I don't think I'll need to. I think I'll be able to smooth this out one way or another and get it on. It wasn't a problem over on the other side. I'm going to get this section on when the cab is off. It'll be a lot easier for me to weld and a lot easier to get it right. So it's going to be a problem. Kicking the problem down the road, I think that's what it's called. So I'm going to tidy up this bit of metal. I mean, it fits in really quite nicely. You know, I took a measurement across the top, like between sort of the crease sections. So I think we're good to go with this. It will do the job. And I was wondering, actually, my wife just popped in just to let me know she's taking the dogs for a walk. And I was like, oh, it's nice and solid. Look, it's quite amazing, isn't it, how much flex is still on this A pillar, just here. You can see the hinges moving as I push it. So you can see just these little bits of bracing and sort of creating diaphragms, what a difference it makes. Anyway, that was boring, wasn't it? But I found it interesting. So cleaning off the primer, welding it. So that's all cleaned up. A few holes drilled to do some plug welds. Probably going to stitch it as well. So the way I'm going to approach this is make sure it's lined up through here, which it is. And then I'm going to I am going to start welding through here, and then I can, once it's welded up, I'll then bend that part over, tap it back. That way I can get the plugs and things in. So that's it. Yeah, that will work nicely, I think. Anyway, there we are. That's all right, isn't it? There you go, I'm very pleased with that. So got the cloaking piece on. I mean, it's going nowhere. It's all plugged and stitched and butt and everything. It's come out pretty well though. Really quite pleased with it. So, I mean, there's an awful lot of fabrication. I mean, it's just so much work, isn't it? It's just so much work. I think a lesson learned would be to maybe replace whole panels, maybe. But anyway, we got this far. I can't complain. So I'm well pleased, especially after yesterday. Dug myself right out of a hole. Well, you can't really dig out of a hole. Probably put a ladder up, I suppose. Unless, of course, there was a hole under the hole and I've dug into a cave and escaped that way. So maybe I did that. Anyway, there you go. Really pleased. So what's the plan? What is the plan? We're getting quite close to running out of things to do on the chair. So the plan is this part here. That'll be good. Looking forward to it. I've got all the bits. Maybe next weekend. Anyway, thank you for your time this weekend. It's been great. See you soon.